two of the biggest influences I would point to are Elton John and Lindsey Buckingham and his work with Fleetwood Mac. How could you leave out Queen in terms of who they influenced? When Brian heard Bohemian Rhapsody, he was just over the moon.
From the moment Mick and Keith met through to U2 as a high school band in Dublin, how did our biggest music legends make the leap? Passion, talent, luck, and even scandal often came together to propel these stars from obscurity to household name. The stories, the journey, the wild behind the scenes, and much more. I'm Dave Anthony, and I'm the host of From Garage to Stadiums. Tell us now in a few words what you think, if you had to describe his personality to someone, what would you say about him?
Well, he likes to laugh. He loves to eat. He loves music. And he loves to watch sports on television. It sounds like a pretty good friend. Sounds like a pretty good hang. He just does all of those in a way that's unlike anybody else. I mean, he eats faster than anybody you've ever seen. He makes great music faster than anybody that's ever done that, and there are lots of reasons for it. Part of it, I think, is just there's a general impatience where he wants something different. So his songs, his compositions move quickly and change and modulate just to keep himself interested. He's in as good a space as he can be as an about to be 83-year-old man who's been diagnosed with dementia and has physical problems as well from back surgeries. So it's tough. You know, when he was 16, he lived in a world where getting your driver's license and your wheels, meaning freedom, was what you lived for. And he no longer has that ability to just get up and get in the car and go for a ride. And I think that's tough. He loved to be in the car and do what we used to call casual singing. He loved singing along to the radio just for fun. And
who do you think the Beach Boys have influenced in terms of their sound, their harmonies? Can you name a few bands, or is it just so lengthy that it's not even worth trying?
Well, they've influenced a lot of people in many, many different ways. Two of the biggest influences I would point to are Elton John and Lindsey Buckingham and his work with Fleetwood Mac. Todd Rundgren, Eric Carmen.
I thought you quoted David Crosby in the book, and I thought maybe CSN for sure, like the harmonies that they put out and the layers of music.
I think his influence on all the vocal bands was special. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, if they had managed to keep their egos in check and kept Neil involved, they could have been the American Beatles in the 1970s. They had that much talent in the group.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think how could you leave out Queen in terms of who they influenced? And when Brian heard Bohemian Rhapsody, he was just over the moon, over the moon.
It's funny you say that, because I was talking to program director Scott Campbell, and we both said, man, when you hear Queen now, it's with a whole new ear after you've heard a lot of that Beach Boys stuff again. Is there 3 songs that you think maybe tell a story or some theme that they should really dig into and get an appreciation for what you've just told?
Well, I'm gonna pick 2 songs that sent me on my journey. The last 2 songs on the Surf's Up album, Till I Die and Surf's Up, because I think the depth of those songs and the beauty of them. If you hear those 2 songs and you're not interested in hearing more, everybody, I think, kind of knows the Beach Boys hits. So to mention one, you got to mention 20. But you could listen to Love and Mercy from his solo work. That's a song that I think has stood the test of time as well. But there's so much.
Our audience is going to leave this episode with a new appreciation for Brian Wilson and your book, Smile,
Thank
the
you.
rise, fall, and resurrection of Brian Wilson is just an incredible story. It tells of a fragile genius who is strong enough to face so many challenges and resurrect that Lost Smile album 37 years after its creation. And I wanted to thank you today, David, for appearing and telling such an eloquent tale of Brian's life.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to talk about it. Well, I don't know how much I support I'm the what we're seeing behind me is the classroom at UCLA. I teach
Oh, okay, yeah.
at the UCLA Herb Alpert School of Music. And yesterday
That's,
in my class, which is called Good and Bad Vibrations, my guest was Mike Love. For
oh,
two and a
wow.
half hours, we got to talk about things that people may have never heard. It was just an
Yeah.
amazing, amazing day.
Wow. Does Mike Love sort of look at you as you're closer to Brian? I'm not sure I trust you, or does he he's okay with you?
He knows I'm closer to Brian. Um, it's not a it's he but he knows I love the Beach Boys, so
Okay.
he knows how hard I've worked through the years to proselytize for all of this. No, it was a tremendous spirit of joy, and as I say, the stories he told yesterday, fascinating stuff, especially about his childhood and his early years making music with his family, the Love family, and also about his philosophy, his long-standing
He's a
anti-war
Buddhist.
stance against. He seems to be something of a Buddhist the way he was talking. Yes,
Yeah.
very determined to speak only positively about
Mm,
his life and experiences, and
interesting.
feels that that's what he brought to the group, contrasting with Brian's melancholy, as he put it.
Yeah. Yeah. David, again, thank you so much for coming on. That was an excellent recounting of an important figure in the history of music.
Thank you, Dave. My pleasure. I'm glad you invited me.